Hello everyone, my name's Ben. I'm lead educator at Lumenswap and the founder of Bullring Crypto. And in this video, I'm going to do something that I've promised the Lumenswap community for a couple of days, and that is a updated video on the Lumenswap reward details. I have had all of the content of this blog post that I've written clarified by the top tier team. However, the actual blog post itself isn't available for public consumption at the moment until it's signed off by those guys. So I'm just going to give you the details in this video. And then hopefully by the time that I make this video live, they would have come back to me and said, oh, all is good. And you can either access it to read, or you can access this video so you can get a high level overview with a few extra tidbits from myself. Before I go on, as with any crypto video, we have to tell you I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a passionate crypto student, been in the space for just over 4.5 years, had some massive wins and some massive losses and some experiences in between. Those experiences have led to some wisdom. With that wisdom, I hope to pass that on to you and help you navigate the crypto space with the least amount of friction. If you value my content, then please, hit me up with a like and a subscribe, maybe leave a comment underneath, and if you're super stoked with it, then by all means hit that bell notification to get future videos directly delivered into your inbox. Okay, off we go then. So let's have a little look first of all at the history of the Lumenswap LSP, which is the native token rewards. And since its inception in July 2021, Lumenswap tokenomics include a very attractive reward model for community members who decide to invest in the native LSP token. This reward pool totals 40%, or 400 million of the total fixed supply, numbering 1 billion. The initial design of the reward schedule was to provide both the holders and the traders with an incentive to use the LSP token. This design was centered as a monthly reward over 10 years. Each month, 2 million tokens were to be split amongst all the holders who had more than 10,000 LSP tokens in their native Stellar wallet. What I will do there is I will highlight here, more than. Yeah, more than 10,000. If you've just got 10,000, that's not enough. You need more than 10,000. Each month, 1.25 million tokens were divided into 100 lucky dip prizes of 12,500 LSP tokens for individuals trading or swapping a minimum of 10,001 LSP tokens between XLM and LSP. So either way, but it had to be 10,001 LSP tokens in total value across that monthly period, right? So it doesn't really matter now because it's gone, but if you did like 5,000 and then a 3,000 and then a 2,300, then you would have qualified because you would have gone over the 10,000. You get me? Yeah. So in your different trades, this would have been 2 million times 120 months, which is 10 years, is 240 million tokens. And then we've got 1.25 million per month over 120 months of 10 years. Is 150 million. Both these combined is 390 million tokens that were assigned to this. Bearing in mind here, I've said there was 400 million, so this is inside that, okay? It soon became apparent, though, that users were abusing this trading incentive. People were setting up multiple different wallets, and they were just washing tokens between one native Stellar wallet and the next Stellar wallet. They were buying between, 10,200 LSP, between XLM and LSP. And we were watching this and thinking this wasn't really bringing, any value to the Lumenswap ecosystem at all. In early November 2021, the Protocol 18 automated market maker upgrade on the Stellar network led to a major overhaul of the Lumenswap tokenomics. Now, instead of the 2 pools of tokens for rewards, an additional 3 rewards were added. The way these additional rewards were financed was a reduction, in bold, a reduction in the reward duration from 10 years to 6 years. So instead of having a longer period with just the 2, we could have a shorter period with more rewards. So then we went into this phase 2 of Lumenswap rewards. And this started at the beginning of November 2021. Each month, as we had before, 2 million tokens were split amongst all the holders who had more than 10,000 LSP tokens in their native Stellar wallets. Each month, 1.25 million tokens were divided into 200 now. We've gone higher, doubled. Lucky dip prizes of 6,250. So this is halved, and this has doubled, and this has remained the same, okay, in phase 2. For trading and or swapping a minimum of 10,001 LSP between XLM and LSP, or the new one, which was 10,001 LSP between USDC and LSP. So you can see that was an additional one there, right, in this phase 2. because we'd obviously got the automated market maker, we had a new pool, and we wanted people to trade in that pool too. And finally, the third one here is each month 2,305,555 tokens were to be rewarded to community members, providing liquidity to either LSP and XLM or LSP and USDC pools. So now we have these three different pools of tokens, but with multiple rewards in two of them. There was a total of 5 different rewards at this point. We had 2 different trading rewards, so the first one, the existing one that we had initially at the start, and then an additional one there. We have the holding rewards, that's 3, and then each of these 2 pools, so either this one, 4, or this one, there was 5 total different ways you could get rewards from Lumenswap. The pools were as follows: 2 million, 1.25 million, 2.305 million over 72 months, being 6 years, and it came again underneath this threshold of the 400 million tokens assigned to rewards. But during November, and after several periods of community debate and contribution, it was decided to abolish the trading rewards from December 2021. There was lots of us, myself being one of the kind of flag bearers of this movement, where I just said, look, I think this is a complete and utter waste. Are any of the community kind of with me? Because I don't see this as bringing any value to what we're doing. If I'm going to trade 2 assets, I'm trading them in crypto anyway. I don't need to be incentivized. I'm looking for resistance. I'm looking for support. And we're using different trading indicators, etc. What do I need them to be giving me or you or anyone else incentivized, tokens from an incentivization pool to do those trades? I don't need it. It's just a waste to me. It's just emissions for the sake of it. It's not really having any purpose. So anyway, I decided then to say, look, I don't really necessarily agree with this, and as several other of the community contributors said, I feel the same way. It's not really the best use of these tokens, and we scrapped it. So the community was given a range of options on how to repurpose these rewards from the trading pool, and it was decided they should be added to the holders reward pool. Now that was a real good thing for me, because as the amount of tokens in the holders wallets increases and the number of tokens, the 2 million tokens that we can see here, was staying static, the percentages that you were getting as a return were going down. And over this period of time, we have seen a depreciation in the price of the LSP token as we're waiting for new features, not an increase in price. It's fine if it's increasing in price, because we don't mind a reduction in the percentages because the token price is going up. But we don't want the percentages to be going down and the number of tokens that we get, the price of the token going down and the number of tokens that we're getting also going down. It's a bit like it's a double whammy, isn't it? It's a double negative. So we added them to here, which would then add the 1.25 million tokens to this pot, right? So the trading reward tokens into the holders to make it 3.25. So the following is the current Lumenswap reward schedule in its entirety from now. Okay, right at this moment. Until I do another video, this video is current. So you don't need to go anywhere else. You don't need to listen to anyone else. This is what is the current video for Lumenswap's rewards. Holding reward. Now we have the 3.25 million. So that's the 2 million plus the 1.25. This one and this one added together is now giving us this 3.250 million tokens to be split amongst all the holders, the diamond hands, who have more than 10,000 LSP tokens in their native Stellar wallets. Again, highlighting the more than there. More than 10,000. Don't have 10,000 on the knuckle, have 10,001 or 10,005 or whatever you want to do. This is a random snapshot, and it's manually taken by the development team at a point between the 1st and the 28th of each month. Rewards will be distributed on the 28th, 29th, and sometimes maybe even the 30th, depending on the workload of the dev team. The snapshot will be taken then, and in the couple of days afterwards, the rewards will be distributed to you. They've been done in the 28th, 29th so far, but what happens if someone's sick? What happens if there's something that gets in the way? Don't worry, Lumenswap won't let you down. You'll get your rewards, but we'll just try and do them on the 28th where we can. Sometimes there might be a lag. The holder reward pool, the 3.25 million tokens, will be evenly shared across the total volume of LSP tokens held in the qualifying wallets. One of the questions that comes up to me time and again is, how many 10,000 holders are there? I'm like, well, why does that matter? You know, it's good to know there's like over 1,000, but it doesn't matter because it's not the amount of holders. It's the amount of tokens held collectively in those wallets. So if that's like I've used here 165 million as an example, representation only here, right? But that will obviously go up as time goes on. But that is just to show you that this is about the volume of tokens across all the wallets that are holding more than 10,000, not the singular amount of holders, not just the holders that, you know, if it's 1,000 holders that have got 10,000 or more, it doesn't make any difference whether there's 20,000 or 5,000 or however many. It's those tokens that are in those. So I hope you understand that, and I've explained it well enough. So here we go. We've got this this sentence here you need to pay attention to as well. You will not receive rewards if you have LSP tokens on a centralized exchange. This is another thing. Well, how come I haven't got any rewards? Where are your tokens? Well, they're on Bitfinex, you know, or they're on, you know, Hotbit or something. Well, we don't provide rewards for anything other than native Stellar wallets. Look back here, native Stellar wallets. Your Freighter wallet, your Rabbit wallet, your Lobster wallet, they're all good, they're all fine. Albedo, keeping your assets on your Ledger device, all fine, but not on centralized exchanges. You will not get your rewards. And there's plenty of people with open orders on centralized exchanges. I would always use the SDEX or the Stellar decentralized exchange, use Lumenswap as your client, and you can't go far wrong in terms of price, accurate price, and you can't go far wrong in terms of ensuring that if you're using your native Stellar wallet with Lumenswap client, you are going to be then potentially accessing that holding reward if you have enough tokens. So here we go. This is my example. 165 million LSP in all the combined Stellar wallets that have balances over 10,000. I've highlighted that. 3.25 million now in LSP holder reward per month. 3.25 million divided by 165 million is 0.01969. So this is your percentage return. Yeah, percentage return is 1.969. Look here, that's 1%, 1.969%. That's what you're going to get. So if you've got 10,001 LSP in your native Stellar wallet, you will get 196 LSP as your monthly rewards for hodling. If that's 1.9, what we could do to work out an APR on that is just times that by 12. So at the moment, I mean, on the first month, if that is correct, I'm not saying it's going to be, but it might be fairly close. You know, even if it went down to like 1.8, you're looking at around about 20% APR on your assets. Of course, as those tokens go up, that collective pool goes up in the wallets above 10,000. And that stays the same at 3.25 million, then it's going to start creeping down again. Down, down, down. But it's not going to come down drastically, but it's going to come down from these kind of levels back to like 1.7, 1.6, 1.3, and so on and so forth. But if we're still looking at plus 10% return over the space of the first year on your assets, I think that is really good return just for holding in a native Stellar wallet. You don't have to do anything else. You get plus 10%. Pretty good. Liquidity provision. So this was the new incentive that came along in the early part of November. 2.305 million tokens per month for 6 years are assigned to liquidity provision reward. And again, it's something that I was confused about to start with. So I need to really clarify now this for you guys. This is a manual random snapshot by the development team between the 1st and the 28th, exactly the same as the holders, snapshot that's taken. It's done the same way. First of all, you must be providing at least 1,000 LSP paired with either USDC or XLM at the time of the snapshot to qualify for this reward, and that's the reason I've underlined it. It's no good if you've got 997, 963, 827, nothing. If it's not 1,000 and, or 1,000 point whatever, or 1,001, you will not qualify for this reward anyway. And at the minute, that's probably about 65 bucks on one side. So unless you've got around about $130 of liquidity provision as of time of this video, then you won't qualify anyway. So if you're underneath that, you're not going to get any rewards at all. You're just going to get a very, very small share of the network fees. But this isn't one about liquidity provision. This is one about the rewards from Lumenswap. The nature of the LP pools means that the volume of LSP in that pool will fluctuate with significant volatility. You might start off with 15,000 LSP in there, and then it might go up to 18,000, it might go down to 10,000, we don't know. So if you're starting off thinking, well, I'm just going to put 1,000 in to qualify, that might go down to 800 within the space of the first few hours. You just don't know how volatile it's going to be. So I would say, for those people that are trying to just, creep into it, it's probably going to be likely that you might well miss out. Just be warned on that, and I've put here in, bold. Please be aware of this factor if you are only entering with a small LP position. There are 3 ways you can achieve a share of these rewards should you have more than 1,000 LSP. You can do LSP and XLM pool, LSP and USDC pool, or you can do both pools. They're the 3 ways of actually qualifying for this. A total combined liquidity, so the total combined liquidity, not individual, in both pools is used as the anchor for our calculations, not, in bold, each pool on its own. Where we've said before, and this is where the confusion's been, is there going to be a certain amount of tokens for this pool and a certain amount of reward tokens for this pool? No, there's one set of rewards that covers both pools. So here's my examples. If you're providing 10,000 of liquidity into the LSP XLM pool, on the date of the snapshot and the total liquidity of both pools, 10 million, so it could be 8 million in LSP USDC and 2 million in LSP XLM, you will receive 0.1% of the total reward pool, which is 2,305,000, yeah? So you'll get 0.1% of that. You'll get 2,305 LSP as a reward for providing liquidity. Not just if you're in the LSP XLM, not just in this pool where it's 2 million, you think, woohoo, I've got like 10,000 of 2 million. No, it's in both of these, both this one and this one combined, and then your liquidity is worked out as a percentage of that combined figure. So it's not based on, just to reiterate one more time, sorry, I know it's boring, but there's people who keep asking the same question, so we must go over it and we must drill it into our heads. It is not based on the pool that you are in, but the total combined liquidity of both LSP incentivized pools. There they are, USDC and XLM both paired with LSP. So here's another example. If you're providing $2,600 of liquidity into the LSP and XLM pool and $4,500 of liquidity into the LSP and USDC pool, on the date of the snapshot and assuming the total liquidity of both pools is still 10 million, 8 million in one, 2 million in the other, doesn't make any difference, you will receive 0.071 of the total reward pool. So you'll receive 1,636 LSP tokens at the end of the month because you have that $7,100 worth of liquidity against the 10 million, against the combination. It won't be this worked out on this and this worked out on that. It won't be like that. It will be your total, okay, your total liquidity against the total amount of combination of those two pools. If you're providing more than 10,000 LSP in any of the two pools at time of snapshot, you will also qualify for the aforementioned holder reward I've just done with you. Yeah, I've just mentioned it. This cannot be spread over two pools. Another question that creeps up a lot. Cannot be spread over the two pools. So do Do not think, you've got 4,000 LSP, in one pool and you've got 5,501 in the other pool. Oh, great, that's my 10,000. No, it has to be 10,000 LSP in the same pool for the snapshot. So I would suggest, if you're in this situation, go into one pool where you've got more than the 10,000, you get the holder's reward as well. With that being said now, guys, I've completed this blog post. This is explained it in about the best way I possibly can. I mean, that's 20 minutes of explaining the rewards. I think anyone should have a really clear understanding now. If you haven't still got a clear understanding, please join our social channels for any further questions that you may have. They're here: Telegram, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Medium, and what's that other one? Oh, Reddit. Sorry, it's me being among. Okay, so Lumenswap at the bottom here reserves the right to change any reward structures in this article. Any shortfall in reward tokenomics will be redirected from other treasury wallets in years to come. I thank you as always for joining me. Please leave a comment underneath. If there's anything that's confusing you about this, just leave a comment underneath and I will come back to you as lead educator, or one of the team is going to come back to you. There's been plenty of times in the last month I haven't had the answers for you. I've had to ask again and again and clarify and re-clarify because there's been some confusion. But if you just watch this video back, scroll down, look at the text, listen to my language, it will sink in for you and you will be able to move forward with Lumenswap's reward system with confidence. Thank you very much for listening. And as always, I look forward to joining you in my next video. Take care.